First, live, local. Good Day Oregon starts now on Fox 12 Oregon.
Good morning to you and welcome back to Good Day Oregon. We're only a few hours away from the solar eclipse, and whether you're heading out to a last-minute party or you just want a live look at all the action, we've got you covered all morning long.
We certainly do. Our team is live all over the state, giving us the best views of the total solar eclipse until 1 this afternoon. We're taking a look at some of the biggest events and have live traffic updates. But first, Andy Carson is live in Lincoln City with a look at our forecast today, and you are ready, my friend.
I am ready, but we also have to have the camera ready, and we have a very cool special lens for the camera that we'll explain to you coming up in just a little bit. Make sure you're ready for that with your NASA-approved solar glasses. Otherwise, the Outfitter's Guide for the day today, you can go in the shorts for that. Now let's go to Tony for traffic.
Thanks, Andy. Up to Air 12 that is coming into the Salem area. That's that Salem Parkway exit, as a matter of fact, in the bottom right of your screen. At this point, the section of I-5 is obviously busier than usual as traffic is beginning to arrive now in that area, having left Portland. I can show you where that jam up begins average as you go south on I-5 from Portland to Salem. And now down along I-5, Kendra is pulled over at the Sandy Am rest stop down there. I guess a lot of people are kind of using that rest area as their home base for the eclipse, Kendra.
Yeah, absolutely, Tony. When we went into the rest area, we actually stopped there. Just we were going to go to the bathroom and maybe turn around and head back to Salem. But when we got to the rest area, we were shocked. So many folks were there. We're actually going to drive right back through it now. So here we're going into it. But so many folks were camped up. They had their chairs out. Some of them were like eating breakfast, brushing their teeth, and we were just so surprised that some people are actually choosing this rest area. There's a plane taking off right there, but using this rest area to set up and watch. So anyways, we'll see it right here. So you see all of these cars as we come in. I think we're going to be able to give you a pretty phenomenal view. And look at all of these cars here on our left. These are all cars parked on the shoulder doing exactly what ODOT and OSP has not asked folks to do. You can see them right here too. So as we just do a drive-through here, a lot of California, a lot of Oregon plates as well, but I'm seeing a lot of California plates, more than anything, Colorado. As we make our way in, we got tents set up here, people with their coolers, that sort of thing. Cameras set up like toward these fields on the side. So,
all right, Kendra, we're going to let you guys get on your way and get some more from you later. It seems to me that these might be the people who are going to just think that they're going to sit there and watch, and then they're going to get back on the road.
And then take right back off. No, that's not going to work.
Yeah, and I think that they're in for a big surprise once it's all over. And, you know, these aren't the only crowds we're seeing. There are huge crowds of campers set up in Madras to watch the eclipse, and we have seen several people fly in just this morning.
Very busy morning. That's where we find Fox 12 Chief Meteorologist Mark Nelson. Hey, Mark, happy Eclipse Day to you.
Yeah, I finally put my glasses on. Can you believe I haven't even worn these, but the big question is, do these make my head look fatter?
You look fabulous, Mark.
I look okay. It's pretty cool. Yeah, you know, it's funny. You would think after talking about these glasses forever, I would have actually put them on and used them, but the sun, there it all is there. You can almost see sunspots if I had a little better view. So it's going to be exciting. You know, one thing, we were just talking about traffic, and Kendra was talking about all the people pulled off on the side of the road. Here in Madras, it hasn't been like we thought maybe it could be. We thought maybe everything would just be jammed up for 3 days straight. But instead, it's been this constant trickle of people coming in. But then I did just think right now, my plan is to hopefully go back home this afternoon. But I thought, oh, wait a minute. All these people, I mean, thousands and thousands, they're all going to see the show end and go, oh, let's go. Oh, yeah. So that's, I think, when the problem is going to come. Don't want to move into the traffic area too much and step on Tony's toes, of course. But, hey, let's go over some specific eclipse times, because even here, people have asked me, when is totality? When does it begin? So first, we'll put up a graphic here. You can see across the state the partial eclipse start. Now, partial start, that means when the very first, it's actually called first contact, where the first edge of the sun gets clipped off by the moon that's moving in front of it. You can see there, it's between 9:04 and 9:10 a.m. across the state. So this whole thing happens very quickly. The moon shadow is racing at 2,400 miles per hour. And so totality, that's when the big stuff happens, within just a few minutes on each side of totality and during totality. Totality means that's when it totally covers up the sun. The moon totally covers up the sun. During that time, during those about 2 minutes, you can take your glasses off. And those times are all about the same. We've got times between 10:15 and 56 seconds at Newport to about 10:25, just under 10:25 once the shadow arrives at the Snake River over in far eastern Oregon. And then it's all over when the last little chunk called the fourth contact, last little chunk is left with the sun there. You've just got the last little chunk of the moon touching it. It finally moves off the face of the sun. Then we're back to full sun. And those times are between 11:36 on the coast, about 11:48 over near the Idaho border. So by the time we get to 11:48, the show is over, folks, and you got to wait another 28 years to have one near our area. By the way, there is one other eclipse. We have what's called an annular eclipse. I'll explain what that is coming up. And that's only in, I think, 6 years. I'll explain what that is coming up in the next segment a little bit later.
All right, that sounds good, Mark. We'll check in with you shortly. Thank you.
All right, Andy Carson's in Lincoln City with our first live local forecast. Andy, as we go to you, we've seen so many of you wearing the glasses this morning. We want to point out Dutch Bros is recalling their glasses voluntarily. So if anybody at home, if you have the Dutch Bros glasses, take them back. Yeah. They'll give you a free drink, but get some other glasses. They're asking that you don't use the glasses you got from Dutch Bros. All right, some fog behind you. It looks like it's moved back in a little bit.
Yeah, you know, it's keeping the drama alive. We will continue to follow the soap opera. You mentioned the glasses. We have a special lens that we use for the cameras. In fact, they just kind of pop it on just like that, which it makes me look better anyway. But it seems kind of low tech, but it is the way to go. And so I'll let you hold that so I don't break it between now and then. But we're excited for the eclipse coming up here 10:16 this morning along the coast. Let's go right now. Let's go to Tony for traffic.
Thanks, Andy. Boy, what a day out here on the roads. This is a live look from where Candor is at that Sandy Am rest area. It's just off of I-5, about halfway between Salem and Albany, where people have just sort of pulled over, you know, haphazardly. In fact, you can even see I-5 there in the background, some of that traffic going by. But it sort of turned into like a impromptu campground, right? For lack of a better description, but I'm sure Candor's out there chatting with some people and seeing what their plan is. But again, this is exactly what ODOT was hoping would not happen. It's people kind of pulling over just wherever they kind of could.
Have a lot of people from out of state. So
yeah, exactly.
That makes up a lot of them too.
Right, right. And this, of course, is a live look from Air 12 over the Salem Fairgrounds, where there's, you know, a official event happening. So it makes more sense to see a crowd there. I think those gates had just about opened a few moments ago. So people are heading in that way. But in terms of getting into that area around Salem or even a little bit south of there, that's been the real problem this morning. This is I-5 at the 205.
All right, Tony, thank you.
The time now is 7:14. Coming up on Good Day Oregon, our live team coverage continues.
We're going to be talking to a family who reunited to make this a trip of a lifetime.
Here in Portland, we'll get a pretty great view of today's solar eclipse.
Yep, but no one will have a better look at the big event than people in Salem, and that's where Fox 12's Joe V is this morning. He's getting ready for OMSI's solar eclipse viewing party at the Oregon State Fairgrounds. Joe, we've really enjoyed hearing from all of the people this morning.
Yes, good morning, Kim and Nora. You know, about 8,000 of them making their way here to the fairgrounds. Most of them already here. I mean, look at this crowd that has come in here from all over the world that are here to be a part of the eclipse viewing party put on by OMSI. Now, I saw this gentleman, if I can get a shot of this, says Solar System Ambassador. I said, how does one become a Solar System Ambassador? Your name's Ed Mahoney. Tell me, what is a Solar System Ambassador?
Well, it's a volunteer program with NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab out of Pasadena. I attend conferences with the mission specialists, and then I share the exciting discoveries with the public.
So you're talking with people about that, but you were telling me you've also seen, this will be your second total solar eclipse you've seen, right?
That's right. I was the director of astronomy at the Hyatt Regency Waikoloa on the Big Island of Hawaii back in '91.
Okay, so what's it like for someone who's never seen it? What do you remember most of that event? It was in 1991.
Haleakala Mountains come down a black fog.
A black fog, that's the shadow of the...
shadow of the moon. It was like a black fog descending upon us. It was eerie and awesome.
Okay, well, that black fog is going to be descending on us in a matter of hours. You excited?
I can't wait. This is so exciting. And look at this happy crowd. What a wonderful day.
Wonderful day, wonderful weather, wonderful event. Thank you so much, Ed.
Aloha.
All right back at you. Shaka, brother. Okay, so again, it's all going to take place right here inside the amphitheater. Let me show you real quickly. You can see up here it says the This is the solar eclipse stage schedule. They've got speakers on there throughout the morning. I'll just kind of walk you through what's left to come. So right now we've got a number of speakers. We've got an astronaut, Don Pettit. We spoke with him earlier. He'll be speaking 9:05 a.m. That's first contact here in Salem. That's when we're first. That's basically when you start putting on those glasses and you can look up at the sun and see what's happening. 10:18 a.m. totality. Now when that happens, they're going to have Portland Tycho on the stage. They're going to play a flute. When they hear that, the people here know they can take the glasses off, stare up at the totality. You'll see stars, planets. It's going to be quite the sight. It's a whole morning of excitement here in Salem, and we'll have a lot more later in the show. Back to you in the studio.
Oh, I love it. And I love the Portland Tycho is going to be there. It's going to add that great energy to that's already there. So
much excitement, and they'll need that positive energy when they hit the road to go back.
Right?
Well, one great spot to see the eclipse can be found near Salem at Eola Hills Vineyards.
Yeah, people poured in from as far as Tokyo to sit back and relax and catch the stars before totality this morning. That's where Fox 12's Amber Diaz is this morning, where people have been camping out for the big event. Good morning, Amber.
Good morning, ladies. We all love wine, right? Well, big thing last night, the wine was flowing, and this morning, meals are hot. You can see there's a long buffet line over here. We actually got a chance to pick up. Hey, how you doing? We got a chance to speak to one man, really, really fun guy. Let's track him down. There he is. We're gonna go meet Frank. Follow me over here. Frank, the wife left you. You need the leash for her. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, great.
Say hello to everyone.
Hi, everybody.
So you got up. Where are the kids?
The kids are where the red chairs are. They're still asleep.
So they're missing breakfast.
They're missing breakfast. That's too bad.
Too bad, so sad, right? So Frank, tell me, you're here with your wife, with the kids, reunited. Tell me how important this event is for you.
It's one of those, kick the bucket list things that you want to do once, see it once in a lifetime to see a complete, eclipse like this. So my wife has been planning this for over a month, and we flew our son in from New York, and we have some friends here that live. So we were able to hook up with them and bring them with us, and here we are.
Very nice. And what did you say to me about the sign you saw? The theme that I explained to you in Portland.
Oh, weird.
Portland weird. He didn't understand what that meant, and then I had to explain it to him. You kind of get it now, though, right?
I understand it, and I love Portland. It's awesome.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. This state is just fantastic.
Very happy to have you. Thank you so much, Frank. Appreciate it. Get some food. Now, for us, we're actually going to be, and you can follow me here, Dan, we're going to be at the top of that hill. Not sure if you see it. That's going to be our viewpoint for totality. So make sure you stay here with Good Day, Oregon.
Wow, Amber, great. How fun to spend the event at a winery.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wake up to breakfast. All right, we're going to get to Andy Carson. He is in Lincoln City.
Andy, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, and I kid you not, yesterday I met a woman here that came from Olympia, Washington with her rabbit, her bunny rabbit, to see the eclipse. And she had special little glasses that she made for the rabbit, and she said, it's probably for the rabbit, definitely a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And I'm like, and you're not from Portland? No, she was from Olympia, and just the two of them came down, found an Airbnb, and they're going to watch the eclipse together. So I'll be anxious to see how that turns out. We're bouncing back and forth between the clear skies and a little bit of fog. Hopefully we'll bounce at the right time at 10:16 this morning. Let's take a look at the eclipse outlook. It will be dry. And Tony, here's what we have right now. It is foggy, but we can still see the sun, so we'll still be able to enjoy.
All right. Hey, thanks, Andy. I want to get you down to Air 12. A couple of things that we're going to see in this live shot. First of all, this is Ankeny Hill Road, just west of I-5, about halfway between Albany and Salem, where people just sort of pulled over. And Kim pointed out, this may well be private property. Who knows if they have permission or whatever. But, I mean, just hundreds of people have just sort of found this open area to hang out until the eclipse comes along. Can you imagine that? Now, they're going to open up that shot a little bit and show us I-5, and then just south of this point, that's where that Santiam rest area is, where people have just sort of pulled over along the side of the freeway, which definitely is not what you want to do. That's what ODOT's been stressing and hoping would not happen. But again, you can see this line of cars here, and people are just kind of parking, wherever they can find a spot, and more filling into this area. Again, it's about halfway between Albany and Salem at the Santiam rest area. But, I mean, it's just sort of taking on a little life of its own down there.
And they're parked in emergency lanes, which is a concern, of course,
of course, is part of what, the problem was all along. So we'll have more on all this coming up. That trip from Portland to Salem about double on I-5 southbound. More on all this on the way coming up on Good Day Oregon.
First, live, local. Good Day Oregon starts now on Fox 12 Oregon.
Oh, today's the day. We are just hours from the total solar eclipse, and our team is spread all over the state.
Yep, we're live from the path of totality where we'll have the best views of the event. Plus, we're keeping a close eye on the roads. We'll show you where traffic is starting to pile up. Good morning. Today is Monday, August 21st. I'm Nora Hart in for Shauna.
I'm Kimberly Moss. Andy Carson is in Lincoln City this morning with our first live local forecast and some folks that are excited for the eclipse.
Yes, we have Shannon and Freddie, and did you guys know you're both wearing the same shirt?
I kind of figured that out.
Yeah. Will you wear these shirts again another time, or is it today and today only?
I'm going to wear it out probably.
Good for you. So you guys live close by. Any sort of things going by that you saw anything closed down already?
Deer River's already, the parking area is already closed off and
All
stuff.
right. So plenty of areas right here at Chinook Winds, so we're happy to be here and have fun. You've got... Those aren't approved. You've got your safety glasses. Okay, good. Let's go to the cycling forecast. Now, let's go to Tony for traffic.
Andy, we're finding out where everybody who was heading south on I-5 from Portland to Salem ended up. This is along Ankeny Hill Road, just a little bit south of Salem and a little bit west of I-5, where people have kind of just pulled over and found spots to watch the eclipse from. This is I-5 along to 205, leaving the Portland area. Big jam up from about the area of 217. Kim, Nora, back to you.
All right, Tony, thank you. Huge crowds of campers are all set up in Madras to watch the eclipse, and we've seen several people fly in just this morning.
That's where we find Fox 12 Chief Meteorologist Mark Nelson right now. Mark, good morning. How's it going out there?
Good morning. This is the craziest place I've been to, kind of, I don't want to say in the middle of nowhere, because obviously Madras is a town of 5,000 people, and Jefferson County has plenty of people, but for a quiet little municipal airport, this place is humming. We've got, the last 2 days I've been here, plane after plane coming in. Then yesterday evening, there were quite a few. There were some World War II aircraft, which was cool. And then today, for the last 2 hours, it's been one jet after another coming in. These are all jets today. We haven't seen all these jets through the first 2 days of this. So one jet after another is flying in. So people are coming in from all over the country, just a lot of them just for this, then they're out of here again. Now, the other thing to point out, we've been talking about fire smoke the last few days. Look down below. You can look at those two mountains kind of to the south of Madras, Culver, and look at that low-level layer of smoke. Then we come over here, let me get out of the way, and look out towards Mount Jefferson. That'll be off to your right there. And we have seen the high-level smoke drift farther north. And I just looked at the satellite picture, and I know Brian's watching this as well. But we have seen some of that high-level smoke now obscure the top of Mount Jefferson, which was not there earlier. So once again, the astronomers say, hey, if we get a thin layer of smoke, not a big deal. But if for some reason it got pretty thick, obviously that would be a big deal. But as for now, I'm not too worried about it. But we're going to have a little bit of smoke in the air here, obviously. Hey, one other thing that's great. I keep getting this from people. They say, hey, what time is totality? When does that first contact happen? We talked about that a little earlier in the hour. There's this great app. I don't have a dog in the fight, as they say, but it's $2, $1.99. It's a solar eclipse timer. I don't know if you can see it in the sun here. No, you can't. Photalk says no. Frank says no, can't see anything. But what it is, it's just a little timer. You have it check your position. Once you do that, it loads in verbal cues and visual cues. For example, it'll say 1 minute to totality. And then when it hits totality, you can test it actually. It'll say glasses off, glasses off. Or in the minute before totality, I noticed it said check for shadow bands, which are these bands of light, which hopefully we'll see today on the ground and on light-colored objects. So it's a pretty cool app for $2. That's half of the price of one of those expensive coffees you buy. This thing will guide you through the eclipse, tell you when to take the glasses on, or when to put the glasses on, when to take them off. And I should point out, remember, if you're not in the path of totality, if you're up in the metro area, glasses should be on at all times. So keep that in mind. On at all times, except during totality, which means metro area, they should be on at all times, so don't hurt your eyes. I see the sun up there. It's really bright, but notice I'm not staring at it. So there you go.
Hey,
I'll be back a little bit later. I've got oh, go ahead.
No, important reminder, but I want to ask you, because I know it's going to be hot here in the metro area today. You have a lot of people outside there constantly. What temperatures are you expecting in Madras today?
Yesterday in Madras, it was 82. There's a sensor here at the airport, and I'll tell you, it felt hotter than that, probably because we're on the pavement and the gravel and it's dry, dusty stuff. It felt hotter than that. Today, I think, like Andy said, we're going for low 90s, so 8 or 10 degrees warmer. Right now, we're running around 60 degrees, so we're chilly briefly, But in the desert, man, that Kim, you grew up in the desert. That temperature goes down at night, then it rockets up during the day. So the clothes are going to be coming off. Pretty soon I'll go for a short sleeve shirt. And like I said, I got some fun stuff we'll play with a little bit later as we actually see the eclipse start to happen.
Good. Can't wait. All right, Mark, thank you so much. Of course, all eyes are on the roads as people make their way south to watch the total solar eclipse. Fox News' Kendra Kent joins us live from the Santiam rest stop this morning where tons of people are parked. And Kendra, when we talked to you earlier when you were on the road, you seemed even surprised by the amount of people who were pulled off at this rest stop.
Oh, absolutely. This is like a camp as people are describing it here, and more people are filling in. I'll give you guys a look here. We now have people parked on this side of the off-ramp. Of course, there's people parked along I-5 as well. This is the I-5 north side. And then if you look across I-5, people are filling up that rest area. They're parked on the shoulder of I-5 on that side, too. Obviously, this is something that ODOT and Oregon State Police are asking people not to do. They're saying that not only is it dangerous, but emergency vehicles have to get through here. But people are just weaving over top of this on-ramp on and off here as the cars are dodging through. And I don't know if you guys can see, but ODOT just showed up. We've been watching them. We were waiting to see if they're going to make people move. But that ODOT worker, he got out, he took some photographs, and now he's back in his truck. We're not sure if they're going to actually start making people move, but people are telling me, I spoke with probably 4 or 5 people who said they either came up from California or down from Washington. They weren't sure where they were going to end up, and they kind of just ended up here. Maybe they didn't have a hotel or they didn't really make arrangements prior, but they decided that this was a nice rest area, plenty of field space, and they're hoping to see the total solar eclipse. One of those people is Bill here. He drove down from Bellevue. Bill, what time did you leave?
I left Bellevue around 7 o'clock last night and arrived here around 10:30 in Salem, and then came up here by about midnight.
Now, what was it like here at midnight? Obviously, it's just packed here right now. Was there already a lot of people here around midnight?
Yeah, well, this is the last spot. I picked the last spot on the road. There was no parking spots. I already went through the other parking lot on the other side. And when I came back around, I parked here. And I woke up this morning and there was 1,000 more cars.
Now, you're parked kind of on the shoulder of the ramp here. Are you worried about, being asked to move, or do you feel like this is a safe spot?
Well, now that they're letting people park in the grass, I will just move into the grass if they want me to move. But I feel now I got about 50 cars behind me. It feels reasonably safe.
Yeah, there are just a ton of people here. Well, thank you so much, Bill. Stay safe, enjoy the eclipse. But look again, it's just this sea of cars here at the Santiam rest area. And you guys, it's only getting fuller. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Kendra, you have to wonder if there are those people who thought, oh, last minute, let's just go, right?
Exactly. And then you also have to wonder what that's going to look like after the eclipse is finished.
I don't even want to think about it.
No kidding. Well, let's check in with Andy Carson. He's in Lincoln City. It's not quite as busy there, not as much as we expected anyway. Hey, Andy.
Well, we're actually starting to see more and more people filter in. They're walking in. We talked to a gentleman a little while ago that drove down from Vancouver, Washington this morning. Got up at 4:30 and said, I'm just going to go on. So he made his way down, ran into a little bit of traffic on his way down. But his company actually gave them the day off as a paid holiday that they're doing that, while other people, of course, are working away. So all kinds of variables going on, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to be trying to sneak a peek safely once the eclipse makes its way here. Let's go right now to the temperatures. Then over the weekend, highs will be in the low 90s. And Tony, we're not the only ones with cameras. We've had a lot of folks out here ready to photograph this once in a lifetime somewhat opportunity. Yes.
No doubt. I wish them all the best of luck, too. Hey, great shot from Air 12 here along I-5 near the Santiam rest area. Both north and southbound sides are just full to capacity and then overflowing as people appear to have just sort of, as Kendra pointed out, just, kind of last minute ended up along this area here. And you can see they're kind of parked along the freeway. Of course, bad idea. ODOT is discouraging that strenuously. But even within the rest area, people kind of parked in odd angles and so forth, and they're sort of milling around. Of course, this is about halfway between Albany and Salem, so pretty much dead center there for totality. But again, if you look right here, this is the off-ramp from northbound, but both sides of that ramp in the emergency lanes, people have just parked there. So that's a bit of a concern, obviously, because if you had something, let's say, blocking that ramp, it would definitely limit access there. Either way, very, very busy there. And if you're heading that direction out of the Portland area, I can tell you all farther into the morning, we'll have more on all this coming up. First, live and local, right here on Good Day Oregon.
here in Portland will have a pretty great view of today's solar eclipse, but it seems like Salem is the place to be.
I know, that's where Joe V is this morning. He is ready for OMSI's solar eclipse viewing party at the Oregon State Fairgrounds. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Kim and Nora, and I want to show you a little bit of just how crazy the crowd is here. I mean, they're expecting about 8,000 people. That's how many tickets they sold for the viewing party here at the Fairgrounds Amphitheater. So we're going to show you this line. We're going to walk the length of this line here and just kind of show you all the people that are here. Now, in case you're wondering what this line is for, no, this is not the line to get into the amphitheater. You can actually just walk right in there. No, this is not the line for the men's room or the restroom. This is the line just to buy Eclipse merchandise, you know, T-shirts and mugs, that sort of thing. So all these people are waiting in line. Where's everybody from today? Where are you from, ma'am?
Eugene.
Okay, welcome to Salem. How's everyone else doing? Where are you from, sir?
Lake Oswego.
Okay, all right. You got some Oregonians. We do know that we've had folks that traveled here from Europe, Asia, in some cases. Again, this line is just to get, you guys know this is just for T-shirts, right? Like, yes. Okay, nothing else, just T-shirts? Okay, cool. All right, hopefully it's one heck of a T-shirt because they still got to wait in this line. We're not there yet. See those tents? That's the promised land. Where are you from?
Beaverton.
Beaverton, me too. All right, nice to see you. Come on down this way. So they've got a number of events and speakers going on the stage right now that these people are not seeing because they're waiting in line to get over here to buy this, an Eclipse mug. There you go. You get a keychain too?
Yeah,
okay. Did you wait in line?
No, I'm just looking.
Yeah, you and me both. Yes, go ahead.
Give us an idea of what some of these items are going for. The mugs, the T-shirts. What are people paying for this stuff?
Okay. T-shirt, $20. You can get the mug for $15. The keychain, a very reasonable $10. And, of course, you can get the Eclipse bundle for $60. So there you go. Apparently you got to wait in line for about, I don't know, looks like 45 minutes or something like that. By the time some of those people get through, it'll probably be 10:18. Yeah. That is when totality hits here. But once again, the big show, that's inside the amphitheater. We're going to take you back in there in our next half hour and show you what's happening there on the stage. Again, they've got speakers, all sorts of excitement. Again, building up to that 10 a.m. hour when it's going to be totality. But already, people so excited they're willing to wait a very long time for an Eclipse T-shirt, guys. More to come in just a minute. Back to you.
All right, I guess
the line.
A good way to pass the time. What are you going to do down there when you wait? Well, the Salem-Keizer volcanoes are shooting for the moon today.
Yeah, the baseball team's holding a total eclipse party and a little breakfast at the ball game. Fox 12's Nick Krupke joins us live now, where baseball and science meet this morning at Volcano Stadium. Good morning, Nick.
I'm telling you, as a science dork and a baseball geek, and it's worlds colliding in a positive way. The total eclipse at the park, and we're just hanging out with the folks in the breakfast line. Come on, a little pancake, sausage, or a hot dog. I've seen some beers already around, so we're doing well. Done some checklists, or checking it twice where people are coming from as far away as Germany and Japan so far. A lot from Oregon, of course, many from California, Washington, as you'd imagine. So it's going to be Hillsboro and Salem-Keizer today, about a 9 a.m. start time to play an inning before the first ever professional sports delay by an eclipse. How about that? Major League fun on a minor league stage. Here's we've seen folks from all around, and certainly in 20 years of this stadium, this is as big as it gets. The Volcanoes co-owner, Jerry Walker.
My brother told me about something special coming above Volcano Stadium 2.5 years ago at a Thanksgiving dinner, and he's a nuclear physicist, and so he had the inside scoop, and I said, that's really awesome. I said, we should plan an event around it. So I requested to the Northwest League schedule makers to be home on Monday, August 21st, and they probably all looked at me like, why would Walker want to be home on a Monday? That's the worst game, the worst night for a game in baseball on Monday. Well, I knew about the eclipse. They gave me the date, and we started planning. NASA came on board, and they said this is the greatest thing ever. It's the first ever sporting event to be delayed due to a solar eclipse. And if you looked at the sky today, it's absolutely gorgeous.
It's a beautiful day for a ball game and an eclipse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you forgot your mitt, make sure you bring your telescope. Now, something you always see at a ball game. Fans here from Arizona ready to go here as we are ready to go as well. The first pitch, the ball's going to be sent off to Cooperstown in the Baseball Hall of Fame, as will the first pitch after the first delay by an eclipse. Live Volcano Stadium in Keizer, Dick Krupke, Good Day Oregon.
Oh, good stuff. What a great day there.
So much fun. We'll have your forecast in a minute, but first let's check in with Tony with a look at the roads.
Yeah, just a great a day today where we have Amber on the show, we have Nick on the show, always our extra friends. We'll get to see that often. So yeah, a lot of fun. Air 12 up over Willamette Valley Vineyard, one of many vineyards in the area that's hosting these eclipse parties. About 1,000, a little more than 1,000 people there, it sounds like. So, the cars are nice and orderly, off of the freeway.
Yeah, that's a start. That's a great start.
And I imagine a spectacular view, once this all begins to get underway.
And, they produced a special Eclipse wine.
Did they?
Yeah,
Nice
so I think
touch.
that's part of the package down there if you go down there.
Well, great stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah, obviously very, very busy morning here. A lot of people are heading south of the Portland area in towards Salem and the Albany area. In fact, we can show you some of what's happening here.
Coming up in just a few minutes. The time now is 7:52. We are just a few hours away from that big once-in-a-lifetime experience. How you can experience the eclipse if you missed out on buying those special protective glasses. Well, if you couldn't find a pair of Eclipse glasses, there are some other ways to watch the big moment safely. With just a few simple supplies, you can make a pinhole camera. We stopped by Blue Moon Camera and Machine to see exactly how it's done. First, you have to cut a square hole in the middle of the piece of cardstock or cardboard, then tape a piece of aluminum foil over the hole and use a pin to poke a small hole in the foil. Finally, just place another piece of cardstock on the ground and hold the piece with aluminum foil right above it. Then just stand with the sun to your back and you can view the projected image. Remember, you should never look directly at the sun without equipment that's specifically designed for doing just that. Well, it seems like just about everyone is getting into the eclipse spirit, and that includes Portland's own Unipiper. He's striking again, this time with the song Total Eclipse of the Heart. Take a listen. I just find this so funny. Well, there he is, dressed as the moon, orbiting someone dressed as the sun, naturally. The video is posted to Facebook and Twitter. He says this is how the song was meant to be heard on bagpipes and melodica. Well, coming up on Good Day Oregon, we're about 2 hours away from the moment a lot of us have been waiting for. Just ahead, live reports along the path of totality and from the Rose City. Stay with us.